Damien left already. Jayin, can you hear me or not? Jayin, can you hear me? Yes, sir. Damien, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so can you all see my screen or not?
I cannot see, but I think it's my Wi-Fi problem.
Okay, if you cannot see the screen means the slide is already in Edmodo. Maybe you can open from there.
Okay.
It's a topic lesson 2, communication with a business, internal versus external, formal versus informal. Okay, Jayin can see my screen, right? Jayin
Yes,
can.
I can see.
Okay, thank you. So last time for the lesson 2, communication with business, we have learned about the importance of the business, correct? Sorry, the importance of the communication. Why the communication is very important. Those who have missed my class, the video is already in Edmodo. The notes is already in the Edmodo. The worksheets also already in Edmodo. So you can view the video anytime, watch the video, and can do the worksheets as well. Okay, so for now we're going to start the topic, which is internal and external communication. Okay, for communication we have learned the process of communication. Remember or not, the sender, the encoding, how the receiver decoding the message and everything. Okay, as we all know, communication, yes, we will exchange the information to each other, either is in a speech way, either signals or writing, email, using telephone or any media communication you want to use, as long as you exchange your message, your thoughts and everything. Okay, this one we already learned what is meant by communication. Okay, the communication advantages means the importance, what is the good thing in communication, also we learn about the importance. Now communication advantages, these all are the important advantages of communication, mean it will increase the productivity. Actually this topic all we already covered, but so that's why it just roughly I'm explaining, and then I will continue the new topic also. Why communication is important? Because communication, yes, it will increase the productivity in an organization. And then if we communicate with each other in organization, no matter which organization, in our daily life communication is a part, correct? We all communicate with each other. You communicate with the teachers, I'm communicating with the childrens and my students, I'm communicating with my family, you all also communicating with your family, right? So it will reduce the stress. Let's say if you having a problems or you have a thoughts or any message you want to pass, if you exchange your thoughts and everything, it will reduce your stress, correct? And then better understand how to get your message across. Okay, let's say if you are communicating with others, make sure, okay, you are very sure that the message will pass, the person who receive your message will better understand. If you pass any information to your receiver, and then safe enhance relationships, of course it will build a good relationships among those who send the message and receive the message, and then it save time and also save money. And let's say if you use any technology communications, mean anything you use, it will save your time and also save your money, because You all know as the technology already develops nowadays. So if you are using the technology, okay, if anybody joined the call, please let me know. Is Patron or Genu? Can?
Can.
Okay, so it will save our time and also the money. These all are the advantages. Please do remember the advantages. And then the process also teacher already taught last time. Please refer the previous slides. How to draw the process of communication is there. And then I already explained everything. You can watch the recorded video there. And also the link is already in Edmodo. Please don't miss the lesson. So if you missed the lesson, is okay, all the ways are there, the videos are there, the notes are there, the worksheets are there. Okay, so communication process also I already explained, means how the sender sending the information and how the receiver receive the information by decoding, by encoding and decoding. This process is a full package. So we have if I'm not mistaken, we have 6 terms to remember to explain in this process of communication, and I already explained in the previous class. Please watch the video recorded. Okay, so and then effective communication also I already explained. Okay, now the new topic is, for the communication we have different types of written communication. The first thing is internal and external communication. Okay, what are the types of documents we will use? Okay, communication, don't just think that only in the organization, only in the families, only in the school. No, we will have the external communication also. How? Okay, the things that, okay, the main point that you need to understand in internal communication mean, okay, yes, you will communicate within your organization, you will communicate within your school, you will communicate within your family, correct? The one we call it as an internal communication. Okay, then external communication means you will deal with the third person outside of the organization. You deal with the person outside of the school. We call it as an external. Internal mean inside, external mean outside. Please do remember this. Understand or not? This is how you going to explain. Let's say if the question asks what is the types of communication, so that you can explain the internal and also the external. Okay, for the communication, internal means you are communicating with the same, means members in the same organization. You are communicating with the members in the same organization. So that's why I said internal is the information, sorry, the communication occur inside the organization, within an organization, not go outside of the organization. Understand or not? This one we call it as a internal organization. Everything inside, between the members of the same organization, between the students with the same school, between the members of the same family, we call it as a internal. Understand? External communication is between, okay, give me 2 minutes, I need to inform teacher Jasmine. Okay, so this is, we call it as the internal communication. External communication means any communication between other organizations, mean other external parties outside of the organization. Please do remember this term. Understand or not? Understand or not? Class. Jiayin, can you understand?
Understand.
Okay, so do remember the communication. We have internal and we have external communication. Okay, then. Okay, now teacher going to explain about the internal communication. Okay, teacher already explained. The main thing you need to understand for the internal communication, main teacher said the communication between the members of the same organization, understand or not, is among all the person within an organization, is among everybody the members within the same organization, understand, we call it as an internal communication. And then the internal communication also, you can transfer your information, or else the members who going to transfer the information to you, how they can pass the information, not only by face to face, also they can use the media, like they can use the memo, they can use the broadcast, intranet, anything to what, to pass their
Transfer
information.
information.
Yes, to pass the right information at the right time. So they can use any media channel. Okay, so we call it as a internal communication. Okay, how this internal communication helps, no matter in organization. Okay, usually we will take this organization as an example, because your organization is a wider, right? So it's very helpful for you all to understand also. Okay, how internal mean inside. How it can help, as I said, it will increase the productivity. Yes, because you share your information, you are sharing your ideas, thoughts to everybody, I mean within the same organization, to the members, so everybody can get your information very fast. And then they also pass all their information, all their thoughts, message and everything to you, I mean in the same organization, so you also will receive as soon as possible. So who message to me, yeah, okay. So higher probability of achieving organizational goals. Okay, let's say you are working in the same organization, because internal, the only thing you have, the only thing come out in your mind is in the organization. Okay, don't go outside of the organization. Okay, let's say how this internal communication can help your organization. Okay, how, let's say you are working in an organization. Okay, okay, you as a member, Peishwan as a member, Jiaying as a Jinu, Jiaying, Damien, all are the members within the organization. Okay, if you are past the right message at the right time, so everybody will receive the right information at the right time, correct? So they won't delay, means they it's not delay to get the correct information, correct? You also will receive the information from your members. Okay, so high chances to achieve the target of the organization, correct? We will have the high chances to achieve the organizational targets, because if your communication going smooth, no any conflict or no any miscommunication happens in your organization, because you all are communicating within the members in the same organization. So you also will receive the information at the right time, and then your members also will receive the information at the right time. So nothing no any conflict will happen, and no any miscommunication will happen. So that's why I say there is a high chances to achieve the organization targets. And then ability to approach situations, problems and crisis proactively. Okay, If you are communicating within the, with your organization, means within the members of the organization, of course you can easily face any situation, correct? Because you are communicating with each other. What on the spot means face to face is better, right? Because you are communicating everything spontaneously, you will give your feedback, and then spontaneously your members also will give the feedback, so it will help you all to solve any situations or problems or crises which happen in the organization. Understand or not?
Yes.
Okay, and then let's say if you have any organization, you're sure you will have the customer. Okay, so if you have the internal communication, internal communication, hope you all understand. You all communicating with between the members of the same organization, so it will be more effective. Means your customer service, you will be response to you. If you communicate with them, they also will give you the immediate feedback, and then the decision making also will be in good, because you all communicating face to face, and then can take a can make a good decision on the spot, and then it will reduce the day-to-day conflict between team members, correct? Also it will reduce the conflict, it will reduce the miscommunication among the team members, because you're communicating every day. What on the spot, you all communicate, pass the information, give the ideas, your thoughts and everything, so no any conflict will happen. The chances are very less, correct? I didn't say no any conflict will happen, but it will reduce the conflict, it will reduce the miscommunication. Understand or not? So the chances are less of the conflict, because you all can solve face to face. And then there are some types, or we can call it as ways of internal communication. Can you see? This picture is can describe everything. Means you are communicating with the members in the same organization. Okay, so maybe you can use the group meeting, correct? You can have a group meeting with your team members, or if you want to do any project, okay, if you want to have a group meeting with your team members, yes, it is one way of internal communication. And then personal meetings, it depends. Maybe you want to do the personal meeting to one and each, means for with each of them. Also you can share your thoughts, you can share your information, messages and everything. And then the news bulletin within the organization, you can use that. And then company's internal server also is one way of internal communication. And then telephone messages, also you can use the telephone message to pass the information to the members within an organization, also one way of internal communication. And then company block. How? Company block is any information regarding the company, they will post inside the company blog, right? Everybody have the system to log in, correct? They can log into the company blog, and then they can see everything. What are the messages, what are the information passed by other members within the same organization. Okay, we call it as an internal organization. And then internal and external. Okay, wait, teacher explain one by one. Okay, external communication, as I said, you can exchange of information with the other organization or any individual outside. Okay, simply we can say communication that take place outside the organization is called external communication. Please do remember and don't get confused with the internal organization and external organization. Any communication between the outsiders or third party or any other organizational groups, we call it as an external organization. This one will take place outside of the organization. Okay, and then what is the channels that we can use for the external communication? Of course, we can have the face-to-face meeting with the outsiders. Means you can talk face to face to the outsiders. If you want to exchange any thoughts, information and everything, you can talk face to face. And then you can print and broadcast media is one of the channel you can use for the external communication. Also you can use the pamphlets. You want to do your own pamphlets of the information that you want to pass, and then you can distribute the pamphlets to the outsiders. This one I'm talking about the outside of the organization, how you want to exchange your information. And then also you can have a press conference. You can have a conference also among the other organization people to explain your information, or you want to exchange your information. And then also you can prepare the letter for them, annual reports, anything, any kind of channel you want to use for the external communication. Understand or not? Jiayin can understand, huh?
Can.
Okay, so the goal of external communication. What is the goal? Goal means the aim of external communication. Okay, so the goal of external communication are to facilitate cooperation with groups such as suppliers, investors, and stockholders. Okay, so to present a favorable image of an organization, to promote the organization, advertise the organization, provide information about products and services to customers. Okay, external communication, teacher said, is other organization, right? It's individual outside of the organization. It can be anybody, maybe also it can be your customer. So how you can, what is the aim of the external communication? Okay, if you want to talk to the customers, of course it's outside of the communication, right? So maybe you can provide any information, you can promote your products or services of your company, correct? You can promote the organization, you can do the advertising of the products and everything. So maybe also you can show a good image of your organization to the customers also. Usually the external communications, you can talk to the suppliers outside of the company, you can talk to the stockholders, you can talk to the investors and everything regarding your organization. Okay, so it's all about the organizations, not the kosong kosong story. Not, it's all about the organization story, but internal is in the organization, external mean outside of the organization. Okay, so this is the flow chart: external organization and internal organization. Okay, from this flow chart I already explained here. Means external means, teacher said, you can talk to the suppliers, stockholders, your investors, any government agencies, or you want to talk to the customers, your clients or public, or anybody can. We call it as an external communication. Okay, internal communication, yes, as I told earlier, is within the organization but can be categorized into two: formal and informal. Teacher said internal communication means in the communication, right? But in the communication also we have two types. One is formal communication, one is informal communication. Okay, the formal one, we have four category: upward, downward, horizontal, and diagonal. And then the informal, we have the grapevine. So I'm going, teacher already explained what is internal communication, right? And then I have explained what is external communication. And then now I'm going to explain also what is formal and informal communication. Okay, this one, yes, is the process of communication. Process of communication I already explained in the previous. This one just a simple image for you all to understand. Mean the sender will send the message to the receiver. The receiver receive the message and then give the feedback to the sender. It's just a simple uh, image for the process of communication. And then okay, the communication style, we have formal and informal. We can apply any mode of communication, but both styles are usually, means both types are necessary. It depends on the situation or depends on the people who are involved in the communication. That's why I said we have two types of internal communication. Okay, so formal versus informal. Okay, formal means yes formal, informal means yes informal. How? Okay, formal communication means is the process of exchanging information by following the prescribed or official rules. Okay, formal mean we have the certain rules of the company, how to follow the rules, how to conduct the meeting, how to conduct the conference and everything, correct? We use the formal, means a standard way of the company. We have to follow the rules and regulation of the company, how to exchange the information, so we call it as a formal. Can you all see? We all have to sit together, means we have to follow the rules of the company on how to exchange the information. The examples of formals, usually it complex and thorough, longer sentences, we have to use the full words, no contractions or abbreviations, we should have an objective to talk, and not a personal writing style. This all is under the rules and regulation. Okay, this, okay, let's say the formal communication, maybe the president sit with the vice presidents and then all the managers, and then how they going to pass the instructions to them, how they going to exchange the thoughts. Of course they have to use the longer sentences, correct? They will use the proper words, the full words. They won't use any writing style to show or what, correct? So they should have one objective or target to talk. They should have like a full proposal. They should have the proposal before they talk in the meeting. So we call it as a formal communication. And then teacher said the formal communications, we have the three types: downward, upward, and horizontal. Hello Jinu, why are you so late?
Yes, Pak.
Oversleep.
Hmm?
Oversleep.
Hey yo, set alarm lah next time. So the
Okay.
previous one, the one I have explained is already in the video, or maybe you can watch the video, okay, before do the worksheet. So formal communication, we have three types. One is the downward, the second one is the upward, and then the horizontal. Okay, downward, yes, the messages pass through managers to the employees. Messages flow downwards through the chain of the command, means the message pass from the manager to the employee. Okay, upward means from the employee to the boss or to the manager. Can you from the arrow here you can see downwards mean from the top level to the lower level. Upward means from the lower level to the upper level, the top level management means you pass the information to your boss. Horizontal means is literally between people of the same rank. Okay, that means the employee talk to the employee. Their information, their communication is within the employee. The manager, their communication is within their manager. It's only between the people of the same rank. So the vice president will talk to the vice presidents. So it's not going beyond that. Understand or not? So we have three types of formal communication. The first thing is internal and external communication. External communications mean is outside of the organization. Any information that we are exchange is outside of the organization. For example, we can talk to the customers, can talk to the suppliers, investors, stockholders, and everybody. But internal communication is within an organization, but also we have formal and informal. Formal communication, we have three types, which is downwards, upward, and horizontal. So this is a downward communications, mean teacher said is from the manager to the employee. And then the upwards also formal communication, but is from the employee to the boss, to your manager. And then this is your horizontal communication between the same rank of the people. Okay, informal communication. Yes, formal communication, teacher said you have to follow the company rules and regulation. You should have the objective. You have to use the full sentences. So means it's very strictly you have to conduct the formal communication. But informal communication, it's not like that. Means you can spontaneously exchange your information between the people of the organization, between your organization. That's why teacher said informal communication is the process of spontaneous exchange of information among various people of different status in the organizational structure. Informal means, okay, that let's say you can sitting in the cafe, one group of means the group of the members, no matter you are the supervisor, normal employee or manager or anything. Informal communication means it's like you spontaneously exchange your information. You talk, I talk, they also talk, everybody talk. They don't have any specific rules and regulation to follow, correct? Mm.
I cannot see your screen.
Cannot see the screen means the notes is already in the Edmodo. Maybe you can open the slide there, can?
Okay.
Okay, you go to the Edmodo. The slide is already there. We are in the slide number 30. Okay. So now is in the slide 31. This is the formal informal communications. Means you are sitting here just talking to each other, spontaneously exchange or give the feedback. So we call it as an informal communication. Okay, so informal communication also we have some characteristics. uh, it's a normal conversation between the members, or the slang and the figure of the speech is doesn't matter. You can use any slang you want. Also you can use your personal or emotional tone, because you are talking directly, what you are speaking directly, information, everything you pass directly, spontaneously you will get the feedback. We call it as informal communications. So you will speak directly to the audience as well. So you can use the word you or your whatever words, not don't use any not respect word. Can use the you, can use the your and anything. We call it is only for the informal communication. And then okay, now we have the examples of situation how we going to differentiate the informal and formal communication. Okay, so examples, can I give the examples? Okay, formal and informal. Jinu, can you find the slide there?
Can.
Okay, now you know, right? After the informal slides, we are in the slide 33, the examples of appropriate situation for using each communication style. Okay, we have formal and informal, right? Okay, let's say formal, yes, you email to your professor the resume, the cover letter, and then the online discussion all happen in a formal way. You have to write a letter. It's very strictly you have to pass the information, correct? Formal, you have to use the standard way, it's the formal. You, if you want to do the written lah, the mode of communication also is different types. We have written, means you write. Verbal mean you use your mouth to talk. Formal means the, for the written, yes, you want to type the letter in a formal way, you want to write the email in the formal way to pass the information, correct? Or you want to do the resume to apply the job, all are formal for the written. But informal means you just directly text a message to your friend, it's a informal. And then you give a birthday card for the relatives, also informal, correct? Or you want to post something in your Twitter or Facebook status, also is an informal way, correct? So we can categorize into two ways. One we have the formal, one we have the informal. For the written mean writing one. Okay, understand or not how to differentiate the formal and informal? Jinyu, Jai?
Understand.
Yes, informal means it's you don't have to use any formal way, just directly text a message to your friends, or you want to do a birthday card, you write something, you give to your relatives, and then one more examples, you want to post writing anything, Twitter, you use the Twitter to post any status, is up, we call it as a informal. Formal means you have to use the proper way to write a letter, or to do the email, all in a proper way. And then same goes to the one more mode, which is verbal. Verbal communication means you using your mouth, not writing, mouth. Okay, formal mean how? Okay, now I'm teaching you all, I'm using the formal way, correct? I share the screen, everything based on the rules of the school, correct? I'm following the school rules, correct? I schedule the call, I post the slides, and then after the class I post the video and also the worksheet. I'm using the formal way of teaching. And then the interview also is the formal, like but using verbal, right? And then you are doing the presentation in the class, also the formal. Okay, but informal, like you talking, also you are using the verbal, like you are skipping with your siblings, your family dinner, you're socializing at a club meeting. Are we using the formal way? Not at all, right? If you have, if we having a family dinner means it's not a formal one. You are skipping with your siblings, you are talking everything, and then it's also a informal one. Understand or not? Understand or not? And then the last slide. Okay, thank you. And then the last slide, I did an example for you all to understand. Okay, I give you one situation, one scenario. How? Okay, you want to confirm that you have an appointment with the professor after class, correct? This is the situation I give. Means you want to confirm that you have an appointment with your professor. Professor means if you go to the college or universities, you can see your professors, the lecturers, all. Okay, if we use informal way, hey, we still meeting today, Dr. J, is an informal one. But if you want to type the message in a formal way, the example I gave you, hello Dr. Johns, I just want to confirm that we are meeting today at 4. Does that still work for you? This is a formal way, correct or not? And then one more situation how I can give is, okay, you were supposed to meet a friend but she's 40 minutes late. You send her a text message. How are you going to text a message? Let's say if you want to use the informal way, okay, let's say Jiaying want to message to Jinyu, hey, where are you? We are not working out at 3, correct? Oh, sorry. We're not be working out at 3. It's a informal one. But how are you going to ask in a formal communication? Jessica, please update me on your whereabouts. I'm concerned that you haven't arrived for our 3 p.m. workout. So best wishes, Taylor. This is how you're going to type the message in a formal way. Of course, in our daily life, we are used to use the informal communication, correct or not? Formal communication is maybe the way you type to the principal, you text to the principal, you can use the formal communication, correct? Correct or not?
Yeah.
Thank you. That's all. So any question?
No.
Are you all
No.
sure? Those
Yeah.
who have missed